Good morning, guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we decided that we would take the girls to go pick out their first pumpkins. They will either have the option of painting or carving them. If you're interested in following along with us, please keep watching. So the girls' outfits today are pretty basic. Again, they're going to get really messy, so I put them in onesies from Carter's that had gotten on sale and basic black tights. So the first thing on our to-do list today was to get something into our bellies. John told me to pick anywhere I wanted to eat, and I went through a list, and of course he disapproved of all of those, and we ended up at our usual place, La Casita, which is fine with me because this girl never turns down her chips and queso. We got there a little early and the doors were still locked, so we just took a second to hang out front for a little bit. Becca loves it outside, so it wasn't a huge deal at all. On the way to the restaurant, we ended up passing John's little brother, Jesse. So we called him and invited him to eat with us. He will also be participating in the pumpkin carving later. We hit up Kroger for the pumpkins, and I was nervous going into it because it was noon and the Sunday before Halloween, but we ended up getting really lucky and finding the perfect amount of pumpkins for our crafts for today. Finally, we were on our way to John's mom's house to carve and paint pumpkins. The first thing we did when we got there was go inside and just kind of relax and visit for a minute. John's parents had just woken up from a nap, so they were kind of waking up from that, and Becca found the Halloween candies, so that's what she's doing, and Priscilla kind of played with her toys on the floor for a little bit. And the fun begins, and so does the mess. So you see Rebecca over there in the right hand corner marking her eye. Yeah, I didn't notice that at the time, but she got into the marker and it was all over her face. So like I said, the fun and the mess has begun. So Becca was completely grossed out by this part of the carving process, so I just brought out her paint and let her paint her little pumpkins. Scylla was playing with hers. I didn't think that she could handle the paint at this age. I think I made a pretty good decision because Becca made a complete mess, but she had fun, and like I said at the beginning, that's all that matters. Today was Jay's first time carving a pumpkin too, and I think he had a lot of fun. So Becca was interested in painting her pumpkin for about 5 minutes and then she was over it. And so the rest of us just kind of visited outside with one another and waited on Jay and John to finish their pumpkins. John got done with his pumpkin before Jay did, but I think that's because he chose the easiest stencil there was, which was the cat and the moon. So I see what you did there, John. One of Rebecca's favorite things to do over here is go on a ride around the block, so that's where Papa is taking her right now. And Scylla's getting tired, and so she's just snuggling with Mama. So you can see the result of Jay's stencil. It turned out really cool, and he also decided to paint his pumpkin red and black. Becca had been running around with a sucker in her hand, and we didn't think it was very safe, so John was trying to get it from her, but he couldn't catch up. Anyway, I thought that was really funny. After everyone was done carving their pumpkin, we came inside and waited for it to get dark. We gave Becca a bath because she was messy. She had paint all over her, marker on her eye, and candy all over her hands. So we cleaned her up and we just had a nice visit inside. Like I said, waiting until it got dark so that we could light up our pumpkins. When it finally got dark outside, John snuck out and lit up the pumpkins. He put them by the front door so that Becca could see them. She wouldn't go near them, but she did think that it was pretty cool. Here's the finished result. I think that everybody had a lot of fun and the mess was well worth it.